Welcome to the Blaze Be Your Own Boss mid-season special. After 5 exciting and challenging episodes, we take this opportunity to review the series so far. On today's show, we will find out more about the journeys of our contestants from their communities to embarking on the BYOB journey. Find out what they think of the show so far. Find out more about what they have learned. Discover more about their personal challenges on the show.
It will have interest to me.
Yes.
At what percent?
And we will find out what our final 6 feel about their chances heading into the semi-finals. And of course, we will find out what you, our audience, think of the show so far. But sadly, we have seen half of them head home. So let's find out more about them and what they hope to do next. Here is our first evictee.
My name is Sibril Atemo. I'm 22 years old. I'm a designer by profession, and I run an online magazine called Vanguard Africa. Before I became a contestant, BYOB was just another easy competition. It used to look so easy until I got here. It's one tough competition. When we edged closer to the first briefing for the very first challenge, I had mixed feelings. At the time, I didn't know I was going to be team leader. My biggest challenge in episode 1, I came in with the assumption that everyone was mature enough to do what they'd been tasked with. I didn't have a problem with Daisy, I didn't have a problem with Monica. I had a problem with the other 3 guys. That's Mercy, Barbara, and Malkia. More than once, I had to exert my authority on them, something I didn't even enjoy doing. People went to receive the celebrity, and then the driver disappeared with the vehicle. I wasn't sure if I was dreaming. Seriously, I didn't know if this was, I couldn't believe it was happening. Barbara was going to make sure the matatu was ready and set. That didn't happen fully.
I was in charge of the bus. Oh, really? There was no such role given to any of the members.
Barbara and Mercy were supposed to handle the matatu to make sure everything was perfect. I gave them content, Anto's latest music, his projects, photos, slideshows, and things like that. They were supposed to make sure these ideas were running on the screens. And he's over there giving his speech, motivating people. None of his content is playing.
I want to understand why my music didn't play when I was meant to be here to tell people that I want you to support my music.
Looking back, I feel like I took the fall for the wrong people. Like, I feel like if our energy was one, if we had that key drive together, tungeachieve much more. Even though nini ilikuwa social media tulikuwa tumeshindwa. I really feel like, okay, no offense right now, but yeah, Barbara, you should have gone home. I think you even know that.
No. Ever since week 1, I have never talked to Sibril. Nothing personal, we just don't click, we don't have conversations.
I feel like she should have gone home. Not even her. I feel like Malkia should have gone home, but Barbara should have accepted her mistakes in episode 1. I felt like her integrity was questionable as well.
She really feels like I should have been the one going on episode 1. Well, I also have my thoughts on that.
I think we had too much drama, which was not necessary, and that is what made us lose, but in reality, we never lost.
I also feel like one reason why I feel like I didn't put up a spirited defense. Like, I was shaking because at that time when I started saying, dirty work, dirty work, dirty work.
As team leader, I take the fall, of course, but these 2 gave me the hardest time managing the group. This thing about shutting people down doesn't make sense because all decisions in the group were arrived at by vote.
Nearly lose all my confidence when I went up there. And then, honestly, I thought, even though I was shaking, I thought they'd make the right decision.
I felt like my eviction was undeserved. The judges, I don't know why they sent me home, because apparently I didn't bring cohesion and I didn't boost team spirit.
You need to decide, are you a matchstick or are you a candle? Do you only burn briefly and in that process burn other people with you and that's short-lived? Or are you a candle that provides a warm glow for everybody else and lights people around them? So, Sibril, you're a first contestant to go home tonight.
it's possible to give more than 100% and still fail, and that's okay. It just means that you're supposed to take a different direction or something like that. I feel like BYOB has thrown me into the world that I was always dreaming of being a part of, because I always knew I'd be on TV, I always knew I'd be in the limelight all my life. I knew. I just didn't know that BYOB ndio thrust into that space. Teamwork is very important. You'd rather have 2 people who are dedicated to the dream than have 1 million who are riding just so that they can see where you're going to go with this project of yours. If you were sad to see me go, I have some good news for you. You can still vote for me to win 500,000 in cash. Download the Safaricom app right now, shake and choose me as your favorite contestant. Just vote, and you can vote once every week. Help me win this, please. Let's bring this home.
Now it's time to meet Brian Omoke.
Omoke Brian, aka the organic guy. I had an opportunity to an organic farm. I got to know, what it entails. That's when I started writing about organic. And then I opened now the blog, the social media accounts, trying to share of what organic is.
My expectation was to meet mentors, people who can give me different ideas on what I'm trying to do. BOB meant an opportunity. It meant a platform for me to at least let what I believe in at least to be heard by people in my age group, and also to let people know exactly what my idea is.
Did you want to be team leader?
Okay, I chose myself. I wanted to be. When I was trying to make these guys work together, yes, they are brilliant people, but then when you're working as a team, you're supposed to create a synergy in the sense that 1 + 1 should be 2. It should not be 2, but it should be 3. So these guys, they all believe in their values, they all believe in what exactly they're trying to do. But now trying to merge these all ideas to be one was difficult for me.
But let me ask you, whose idea was it to come up with, let's make the juice? We really love the fact that you guys stuck together. But you didn't understand it. And that is why you went home.
After the deliberations, we thought that we had covered everything. We had done good research. We had a plan for the next day. We were like, what should we do meanwhile till tomorrow so that we can be able to get something to sell?
You people bought produce even before time. Okay. Expected you to feel large.
Well, Sawa, that is okay. That's okay. It's right for you to feel that way.
12 of us here came on credit that we are good in our professions. The fact that you've been given rules and guidelines that have been set and you still go ahead and just defy them and sweep them under the rug, I felt bad.
Even here, ideally, we need to get some fruit and just make the juice. My gut feeling was like, guys, you're doing wrong, but then I couldn't say it. I didn't
Why did you say it?
No, that's what I'm saying. I take all the blame, yeah?
You can nominate Kwame.
By the way.
What do you mean, Kwame? I thought you would call me. By the way. I thought you would call me.
What happened? The thing is, through the challenge, I felt this guy was... alikuwa tu katikati. Yani you tell him something and he's like, are you sure? And if I tell you to do something,
it's not sharp.
Yeah, I expect you to do it or not to do it. Okay, I chose people because of how I felt they went through the challenge.
Who do you think should have gone?
Me, okay, according to the challenge, I should have gone. Me personally, because I was the leader and I didn't take up a stand. Like in terms of, this is what we are supposed to do, no breaking of rules. I took the blame.
When I started, I did say that we'd had a very detailed brief with your mentor. Your juice was prepared 4 hours early. In fact, you started before you were meant to start, correct?
Yes.
Whose decision was it to break the rules and start juice production early?
When we sat down with the chef and advised us the kind of juice that we could produce, so we decided to go to the market so that we could produce these samples so that the next day when we go to the challenge, we could have some samples that our customers can be able to taste.
Things don't go wrong. They start wrong. And they start with leadership. Omoke, it's time for us to say goodbye.
I was very disappointed because I believe my true worth, my capabilities as a person didn't show up in this particular show. So I'm disappointed that my time was that short-lived, but also I'm grateful for the chance that I got to be on this show. What's up, Blazers? It's about that time you got to shake, go to Omoke Brand, click on it, and then vote.
Mercy, JFK, you've been behind the scenes. We want to bring you to the forefront.
When I was chosen to be team leader, of course I didn't expect it. It was so abrupt. But then I told myself, you came here as one of the best, so you can definitely lead these people. My name is Marcia Kinyokore. I'm 23 years. My biggest motivation in my family is my mom, because she's hardworking. She's basically paying school fees for 6 good children, and she just sells nyanyas. Sale team, these are some of the things I hate. I hate lazy people. I hate people who don't work. I hate people who give excuses. And I also hate people who undermine me. So don't even think of undermining me.
And I really love how Mercy said, don't you think of even undermining? I was like, God damn.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
After you know who hurt me.
Who hurt me?
You know, you're going to lead this group of guys.
Kwanza Rolo,
But you know,
Kelvin, watu wenye wako na.
I have to admit it kind of frightened me, kiasi, because I was going to lead a group of men when some of them wako kinda, I would say aggressive for lack of a better word. So I was like, I have to bring my A game to this point. I have to show them the other side of me that most of them say they've never seen. I just had to give it my all at that time.
Me personally, I loved working with the team. Alafu wako na that energy. Yeah. I loved working with them.
We just had amazing.
Yeah.
So you just give them early disclaimers.
Okay, I have a question, you guys.
What the sellotape was going on at Bata? Your stuff was shiny.
Honestly, it does not look good.
What do you have in mind? You don't.
Take it off.
You don't. No, you're not taking it off.
It doesn't look good, serious.
It does not look good.
There's no way this side will have nothing. What's the point of having this N? Who will understand the meaning of this N? At least with this thing, they'll understand we're trying to say North Star. The biggest challenge during that week was getting people to just stick to the plan. Because we come up with this plan, then later on they wanaona, hey, plan ni mbaya. They're like, apana, let's do something else. And I'm like, no, we can't be switching to something else every single time plan A doesn't work. It will mess up our strategy.
Team captain from the SEALs, just step forward on the green. And I need you to pick 2 people from your team who will actually stand an eviction on tonight's show. Calvin?
Ron.
So I was asking you, why did you choose me?
Why did I choose him?
Yeah.
First of all, I thought everyone did their part. So mimi nikajambia, I will choose watu wawili wanajoifika hapo eviction pod wajitetee kiwanaume. So it was upon you to go there kujitetea. I've never felt any single shred of guilt for nominating Calvin. Because when he came here, I knew at one point he will be standing at that white pod and he will be defending himself. I nominated him there, but he took himself home. He didn't defend himself well enough.
Kevin Barber, step forward.
Guys, this is like the grand finale. 5 million shillings is at stake, and you have 60 seconds each to tell me if BYOB gives you 5 million shillings, if you're the winner, what are you going to do with that money, and how are you going to make a difference?
I will buy 15 machines, which will employ 15 people. I will add on top.
Your speech, it was blurry. You're not. Msange get your vision.
It was such an intense moment.
Yeah, there was
and I really
also
understand.
an
I understand him because first thing, Musyoka talks so fast and he swallows his words. And again, it was that moment we didn't know whether one of us was going to be called. They made a speech, and I'm like,
no one saw Shisha coming.
Hey, that was such a comeback, my friend. I'm like, I've forgotten my business idea. And then the fact that I was not called the first one, he was called the first one, I'd really say that gave me an advantage.
Also, my personal opinion, on the pitch, I felt like you had more of the numbers.
Yes, and she was more of impact to the community.
Yeah. I'm going to be able to teach them how to produce it organically. Therefore, having the ethical part of production, they are organic seeds, apart from the better part of them being nutritional. And hence, I'll be creating good nutritional value for the people buying the seeds and business for myself.
We look for businesses that make a significant impact to our country. And the business that I absolutely believe in that is going to make a difference and have a wider impact is Barbara. You remain on the show. Kelvin.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but we have to say goodbye.
After Trisha told me, I'm sorry, but this is the end of the journey for you, I looked back at him. I was like, are you for real? Are you for real? And then I walked, I was waiting for them to call me, but nobody ever called me back. I will take away many lessons, which will live forever in my mind, and forever in my business, and forever in my soul.
If I had another chance, I don't think I'll do anything differently. I'll do it the same way. Mostly the lessons I'm gonna take home with me is number 1, planning. Number 2, research. Number 3, and marketing. Market and brand yourself. Vote Matthew Kore. After shaking, you'll see the contestants. Scroll down, you will see Matthew Kore, then vote for me. Don't forget to vote for Matthew Kore.
I would like you to vote for me. Just locate my face and vote for me, Kelvin Musyoka, once a week.
Next up, Martin Kwame.
I'm a photographer, content creator, videographer, and basically a creative.
Why photography?
Because I love it.
Clearly.
Yes.
You've got an eye for it. I've always said there's camera owners and there's photographers. You're a photographer.
Thank you so much. Coming into BYOB, I expected to learn. I expected to make connections because I knew for a fact that I'm coming here and I'll be surrounded with 11 brilliant contestants. Yeah, so BYOB, before I came into it, it was basically a platform where I knew young people can go into to get exposure, to grow, and to be their own boss. I've learned to work as a teammate and to practice self-control. The Shofco Challenge was a difficult task for me. I can say that the hardest part was coming up with that figure, that perfect figure that can be able to take care of all these people and not hurt their pockets at the same time.
Turning back to continue to explain my point, wow. The projector is projecting darkness. Jesus Christ. I was so shocked. I was shocked and surprised. Of course, I have the pressure of being in front of people. You know, this is a task. Me siko hapo for nothing. At the back of my mind, I'm like, Kwame, what happened? Ati sijui the laptop, sijui ilikuwa 10%. You see, laptop is not like rain. You won't know when rain is coming. It's written there, the power is low. Why would you wait until the time comes for presentation and the power is low?
If I was handling the laptop and it was my laptop and I knew that I was going to use it, I would have put the charger immediately I got there.
Kwame, akwende huko alikuwa majana. Laptop kuzima, you give the world's dumbest excuse I've ever had since birth. My God. And it was 45%, kufika huko it was 9%, and I kept on saying you charge it in a power bank. My God. Kwame! Kwame, how dare you? And Makiu, whose laptop was it? And just give me straight answers. Yours or who else? It was your laptop, right? So who was using it? Was I using the laptop? And then no.
Before the laptop went off, I kept on telling my teammates, guys, rehearse. And because of that, although the laptop went off, we had captured what we needed to represent. And because of that, I think we did fairly well.
Your track record is that you've been coasting. And I challenge you to step out beyond your talent, because the world is full of great, talented people who are hungry. So this is the end of the road for you, but you do not leave empty-handed.
After being evicted, I internalized the entire situation and okay, I'm like, oh, whatever has happened has already happened. What I knew for a fact is that although I'm out of the show, this is not the last time you're seeing of me. As a result of that, I was excited and pumped simply because I knew there's so much more coming. I've learned that every single person you meet is a potential client. I've learned that you have to do what makes you uncomfortable. For you to get to where you need to be, you have to do what makes you uncomfortable. I also realized that it doesn't matter what flaw you may be having. It doesn't matter how difficult something may be. If you push through it, you'll accomplish what you need to do. So here's the deal. I need your help. Take out your phone. If you don't have the My Safaricom app, please download it right now. Shake your phone, then select my picture and vote for me. So guys, vote for Martin Kwame as your Blaze favorite contestant. Thank you.
She has gone from the show, but here's Barbara.
I'm Barbara Wanjiko Chege and my age is 20 years old.
Tangu akiwa mdogo amekuwa mcurious na mtoto wa kuongea.
I took Bachelor of Science in Food Security and chia seeds were the first thing I ventured in. When I conceived the idea, I was all about I'm going to do the farming, then do the marketing, do the packaging, do the value addition, literally do everything. If I'm to export 10 tons, I need 6 million.
Why do you need capital for all those tons, yet you can start with one?
Who exports a ton? That's being a joker.
I like her. I want her.
I think let's just close it there. It's just that. Go. It's just called King Kaka Joker.
I expected First Thing First to be shaken. I knew I was coming to see 11 others who were equally or better off than I was. I expected to be corrected. Of course, I expected to fail. I expected to fear, and I did fear. And I expected to be better, and that is who I am today. What struck me the most about being a contestant in BYOB is the amount of pressure you get. You have to deliver. And as you move from this episode to another episode, you have to show constant growth and beating yourself. That's a lot of pressure. And also from your family and friends, there's a lot of pressure. And considering we do a lot within 48 hours, that's a lot of pressure. So we sat down, we brainstormed. I came up with the idea of having dancers on board. And Daisy came up with the band people. She even looked out for the band. The band was to be here by 1. She confirmed all the details. She gave us the number to keep on track, calling them. So we called the bands. 20 minutes before 1:30, they said they were gonna be here in the next 10. Apparently, they just went missing in action on my live.
Yesterday, I assigned roles. Barbara, I told her to keep timekeeping. If the band were to be here on time, she was concerned with the time. She should have been concerned with the time.
Yes, I was assigned the role of keeping time, but it was I keeping time in our group, not I making the band to come on time. Band, where are you? Oh my God! The band delayed, the salsa dancers got, but they were here on time, then they left. So that meant by the time usiku inafika, you had to go back to the drawing board, especially for me because I was in charge of the entertainment. And I really think I tried. So the moment came and Barbara, for all weird reasons, decided to perform a poem. My work falls either in the religious category or on matters that touch on sexuality. And it turns out I said the right thing at the wrong place and at the wrong time. So today, I just can't spot no Muslim here, so I believe we all know God. By show of hands. Bwana asifiwe. Asifiwe tena. So I found a man to whom I need not to wear any sort of makeup or designer perfume.
We told her to talk about 3 things: love, love, and love. But I think she exploded when she started doing the spoken word.
It's eviction day. Apparently, the 2 things we had tied. Shock number 1. And then our mentor doesn't look so happy with our strategy. Shock number 2. So I really thought we had performed so well. I mean, I never thought the using religion as a strategy thing, as a marketing strategy, was that serious. Until everyone was put up for eviction. When they picked the people who had performed well during the other challenges to go back and sit, we remained I, Daisy, and Malkia.
Barbara, as much as you think this is a game, and you're playing that game, just know you just played yourself. And for that reason, this is the end of the road for you.
Thank you so much. I didn't have the energy to fight back. I really felt like this battle is too strong and I'm wanted and I should go home. And it was my time because, again, looking back at it, if I'd proceeded to go to episode 6, I honestly didn't have the energy to proceed.
At that point, you have two options. You can either sit, be bitter, and curse where you came on by your B, you came that far to get out at that point. But I decided no. I'm not in school because I chose this. I had the option of going back to school for my semester. And I looked at the lessons I'd learned, the skills I've gotten, the exposure I had, which I didn't have before. And honestly, at that point, I felt so grateful because out of all those Kenyans who came pitching the idea, at least I was among the 12. And that made me feel so grateful. And I felt like, wow, it was a worthy cause. I was honestly grateful. And that is why I encouraged myself. This is not the end of life. I can do so much more. At this point, as I talk, I want you to take your phone. You shake your phone. Barbara's face is the first female face you see, so you vote for me. Thank you so much.
I have really enjoyed BOB season 2 so far. I think it's really interesting. I think it's matured from the last season.
I enjoy the challenges zenye naona wasi wanapatiwa.
Show is very inspiring. It is educating. That's what I love most about the show.
I've learned how to balance making money and giving back to society or charity.
Teamwork is very important in everything that you do in life. I've learned that I should have resilience.
King Kaka alituambia you follow your passion, alafu maganje zitakuja tu baadaye.
My favorite episode was episode 2. It was really interesting. The boys tried to sidetrack the ladies. They started early. That was a very poor decision on their part.
My favorite episode has been the first episode. I really enjoyed the way they incorporated the matatus, the graffiti, and everything about it. It was just awesome.
Nimebambika sana na huyu mlami anaitwa Kwame.
My favorite contestant is Malkia. The fact that she is a caterer is inspiring to me since I am taking a course in food service.
I love Brand Ronald because he's really aggressive and he knows what he wants.
I voted for Kevin Musyoka and then I voted for Martin Kwame. And they both lost, so I don't know if I should keep voting for people.
People are required to vote so that their favorite contestant can win the Viewers' Choice Award.
My friends use Shake and Vote because we all love the show and the contestants too.
Ikimaliza tu shughuli
the person who I think will win the Fans' Choice Award is Malkia, and I know she's gonna do it.
Most definitely my favorite contestant, Barbara Cheke.
Mwenye atashinda Fans' Choice Award ni John Kennedy. He's my favorite. Na pia nimesikia wasi akibonga sana kumuhusu.
Welcome back to the mid-season special of BYOB2. On this episode, we're reviewing the progress of your contestants so far. Finding out more about them. See how the evicted contestants are handling life after the show. Finding out their favorite experiences and sharing their learnings. Now it's time to find out about the final 6.
What BYOB meant to me before I became a contestant was a platform for you to come and showcase your entrepreneurship skills.
I didn't know what it was all about until I had to go back to YouTube and see what people were actually doing.
It just meant the platform where I get to win 5 million shillings.
Kevin, yes. You can see they both love the handbags.
Believe it or not, I'm a beef farmer.
I just want to be like this guy in SpongeBob SquarePants called Mr. Krabs.
When I was selected as top 12, I felt that I'm on the right path.
That one call, I can confidently say it changed my life.
I was still in a moment of disbelief until I started getting more calls to organize for sizes and such things. That's when it actually hit me, God, you actually made it on the show.
My expectation was one, to have a wide network.
This will be my platform to market myself as a company and as a person.
What I need is mentorship, and if I'm able to win that 5 million shillings, then it will be a kickstart for me.
What you should expect is a very aggressive person.
Whoa, I am bringing toughness right there. These people better be ready.
There's a kid out there who needs to see what I go through and tell themselves, you know what, if my kid did it, I can do it.
There's a new day, a new opportunity, a fresh start. So get up, appreciate life, and go do what you have to do.
Hello?
Hello.
My name is Kevin Jimu Karanja. I am a contestant in Blaze BYOB Season 2. Yani mimi ndio say.
What struck me the most about being a contestant in BYOB, it's the changes that you get after every challenge. It's the new lessons that you learn after every challenge, where you realize you might actually stay up for 72 hours, ama where you realize that people can be able to solve problems for the world and not just individual problems. But I also learned how to find my real worth.
Ile challenge ya Juo, I think Kevo alikuwa ameona nikanywa same talu. Kevo acha kujitetea. Who showed grit? Oh, we want to know who showed the most grit.
Karanja, why should you stay?
I showed grit. I showed my toughness. I brought in customers. I brought in orders. I delivered. And to add on that, I was making decisions that were being at one point ignored.
Kevo mala nyuma. I believe I showed grit.
Ngoja. What happened? You know. I want nikirudi mtaani after this BYOB ni kuanza kuwekelea foundation concrete. Kuanza kujenga hii kampani yangu ifike milestone yake sasa. So I cannot afford to slack. I want this money. I want to be the last boss standing.
You please after Daisy. I'm a marketing or what consultant. And I'll be the last.
Tell us.
Oh yeah. Let me test ya.
For you guys.
Yes.
My name is Daisy Wanzala. I'm a PR marketing communications The most exciting thing about being a BYOB contestant has been the platform that this particular show has opened to me, you know, because it's more like a door. There's an opportunity and you've been called to greatness. Now it's upon you to go and become great. A door that is open to you, there are various opportunities. You've gotten to learn, you've gotten to develop your people skills, you've gotten to develop yourself professionally, you've gotten to meet so many people from like every walk of life and every business sector. So it's upon you to like know what to use. Like how am I gonna use these particular things that have been presented to me to my advantage and also use them well and wisely.
You remember when we were seeing her auditions, she's like, me, I just like my animals. Even when somebody comes to go and slaughter them, I'm never there. It's the hardest part. I'm like, what?
The challenges on Blaze, there's room to make mistakes. You can make mistakes and pick up your slack without so many consequences, as opposed to the real world where you make a mistake, you lose money or you lose your business. So there was room to make mistakes and pick up slack from those. So yeah, I'm not afraid to make mistakes anymore.
When Monica complains, it's valid.
Yeah.
It's valid. You need to listen to it.
Monica is doing her thing. She's very composed. She's very strategic. And watching her is actually something that I'm learning.
The most exciting thing, I think, has been the expectations. What you're expected to do in a very limited time. And just when you're telling yourself or when you're backtracking and thinking this is not possible, then you have to make things happen. And after the 48 hours, you're like, we actually did that in 48 hours. And it makes you see how possible things are, that is not really that difficult if you put your mind to it, and it's all possible.
Guys are queuing, and I'm like, this queue is not favoring me. We only have 20 minutes to present. So Monica came and actually talked to the other guys, like, you don't have to start with the spinning wheel. You could start and then come back to the spinning wheel.
We invite you to take group shots or shots alone with our mannequin, then sign up and we'll send it directly to your email as we wait for the other things to decongest. Sawa. Yeah, just come.
And that worked out pretty great for us. By the end of the 20 minutes, I think only 2 people had not participated in the spinning wheel, which was a really good thing.
Kwanza hizo wiki za kwanza Malkia kwa amezoea ati tukiamua challenge Monday, Malkia Monday alikuwa na observe anafikiria. So time ya deliberation Malkia akasema kitu, Malkia akasema kitu, Malkia kilala ndo atafikiria.
Why? Me, I was in lane 5. He comes and tell me exit is on lane 2. Hey, kabla nitoke lane 5 niende 4 niende 3 niende 2.
Tuesday morning. Mshamwaje. Leo Tuesday mnaenda kwa hivi. Kitu 6:30 hivi.
People.
Listen to
Now
this.
look at this.
Now mna change hapo akianza hiyo people mna change everything.
Sometimes when somebody gives you a job that you don't know, say yes, then learn on the job.
This guy.
He's like this. I need to think.
Like when you see me pacing like
When you
this.
see me present, I'm deviating. No, people, we should be focused. I feel like you're deviating. We should be focused. Stay on the goal.
People are not getting the objective of the challenge. When people are not getting the objective of the challenge, it becomes difficult because we're only beating around the bush. Let's put feelings aside. We'll brush shoulders, but that is not the case for this task. So let's brush shoulders but deliver. When I came in, I was scared and naive because I saw 12 people who are competing for the same thing, who have the same capacity, who have the same energy, people whom I don't understand how they work. But at the moment, I feel excited because I have come this far and I feel I still got the energy, I got the grit to be able to move actually to the final. But I only pray God that He takes me through that path.
English the first time sentence nzima. So Kevin, why should you stay? Kevo ile lugha yake ya mtaani nje ya dirisha. So I would also say it's the team leader. Kevo utaongea ngoso na ilizima. I should say because yo Kevo ulituweza. Na kuna hii staple line ya eviction. Nini but I'm willing to learn.
Neza beat hours watano wenye wamebaki if I continue pushing. Nisi make a wrong move, and if I make a wrong move, then I deserve to lose.
How we started in episode 1 is totally different. Right?
Yes.
Right now, unakumbuka episode 1 when you're being given the challenge, when you're blocking and all that, and you're excited, you just want to know what is the challenge, you know. This time,
Mondays are my worst day. Tuesday, sio Monday, Tuesday. Oh my Lord.
The first 2 challenges, and you're ready by 5 Malkia is up. This time, my most important moment for me in the show, that should be Shofko. But I was put in a situation where I have to work with the system, for the system, so that it's able to deliver better. That helped me understand so much because of the anger that I had. Nobody explained it to me. But then working, finding solutions, that was the one challenge that I felt challenged.
Hebu tuambie protein intake yako kai ilianza mkitani.
Gani?
You guy. The only guy that rides a bike on a lift.
One feels even more motivating to actually realize that you are halfway through the competition and you can make it to the finish line. It feels really, really motivating.
Working with Blaze has helped us get our brand out there to places we might not have gotten.
What we were hoping to get out of BYOB was a learning as to how the youth actually view Bata.
The task was very, very deliberate because we were looking for ideas.
How do we display our shoes in the stores? Which products actually resonate to the youth? How do they communicate that to the youth bracket?
It gave us an opportunity to show them how business works, especially with fresh produce.
I think the contestants learned that it's very possible to come up with innovative solutions with limited budget or a population that has limited income.
We're able to see how they were able to position the product in the eyes of the consumer.
For the SEAL team, it looked like they had a lot of fun, but they missed the point of the challenge. I believe Feedstops actually understood the challenge and how we work as Twiga in regards to storage, going out and doing the research.
I think they fared very well because they took the time to understand the consumer dynamics, that is the environment they operate in, the level of income that they have. Taking all that and try to come up with a tailored solution was pretty impressive.
Some of the ideas that were showcased by the two teams are going to be used, modified, and also rolled out, not only in Nairobi, but across the country.
Twiga is always looking to partner with different organizations, and I believe Blaze in the future would be a potential partner.
This is a platform that will not only speak to the youths of today, but the youths of tomorrow, for future leaders and influencers, as well as opinion leaders.
I really want to win BYOB.
I look back at my workshop and what's at stake. And you know, that just pushes you to the front. You got to wake up.
I have a family whom I've been away for, I think, 7 weeks now. I can't let them down.
I've depended a lot on my parents for land, sometimes went for capital to buy my animals. What I want is to be independent, to actually be able to purchase the units myself.
My life is not my own anymore. It's about what I'm able to do with the resources at my disposal.
Making sure that you are head to head with the other competitor, I think those are the two major things that are driving me through to the finishing line. Yeah.
To get to be in the top 6, it takes a lot of work and courage. I have gained a lot by coming out of my comfort zone.
Nimekuwa nikionyesha grit yangu. Sijapitia kampo, sijapitia system vizuri, but ujanja yangu yenye niko nayo ndani yangu itanipeleka place.
I am 2 steps away from the grand finale. If it is exhaustion, if it is breaking down, if it is doing what it takes, then I have to do it in the next 2 episodes.
There is no adjective, adverb, whatever that can quantify how much I actually want to win this.
I want to win as much as I want to breathe right now. Yeah.
I'll check it out. I'll really check it. No, excuse me. Yo, listen, here's the thing.
I people then you give me time.
First and foremost, sije kuruka.
Kwanza umesema na Kiswahili Twiga.
Now, it has to
What you guys are considering? The way you think of other people's stomachs. I any juice.
Yeah, we did.
Let me know. If the only juice is made of juicy stories, we didn't have much.
Shake your phone and you will see the BYOB Season 2 contestants. Click to vote for your favorite contestant and you'll receive a confirmation message.